Thanks, Andrew. And I know a lot of people are taking heed to that advice coming into work from Baldwin County. Hardly saw any traffic out there, so it looks like people are trying to stay inside and stay warm.
That's good because these icy conditions are going from bad to worse in southern Baldwin County.
Absolutely. Fox 10 News reporter Katie Weiss is standing by live on the phone with the latest on the conditions of the weather there. Katie, how's it going where you are?
Thanks, Lenise. Yeah, it's looking a lot less like rain as it was earlier this afternoon. It's looking much more like freezing ice. It's coming down. You know, you can really see the icy texture hitting the cars, hitting the roads, and it's really starting to stick more. So this ice accumulation is becoming more of a serious issue down here in the southern part of the county, so folks really need to be aware of that buildup. Now, I caught up with some residents and some snowbirds earlier today who are dealing with this winter storm. Here's what they had to say.
Don't overestimate your ability on the road. That's the big thing.
Richard Beck of Gulf Shores says he's grabbing gas for his generator to keep warm tonight. He says while this isn't the worst he's ever seen, it's still concerning.
If you're driving down here and pine trees are leaning out over the road, be careful because they'll snap like a twig.
And resident Brittany Stewart agrees.
Cold. Yeah? Oh, yes.
But these snowbirds say this isn't too bad at all.
There's not going to be no flash flooding or nothing. This is going to all be past, what, by Saturday? So why panic?
But they offer some friendly advice for locals who might not be so accustomed to this icy weather.
And I realize that people down here aren't used to this and they're not prepared for it. And you just take it slow and easy. If you don't have to go out, don't. But if you do have to go out, you drive slowly and drive defensively. Watch for the other driver.
Yeah, now I actually lived in Ohio for the last 4 years in college, so I understand how these icy conditions can be really dangerous. Those snowbirds, they know what they're talking about. This is very easy to skid on these roads, so folks really need to be careful now that there's much more ice buildup here in the southern part of the county. Now, coming up at Fox 10 News at 5 p.m., I'll have more from officials here in Baldwin County. Emergency management officials will tell you more about what's going on with this weather and what more you can expect from county officials and how they're preparing. So for now, I'm reporting live in southern Baldwin County. Katie Weiss, Fox 10 News.
Some good information.
The winter storm.
That's right. We want to get you updated on the conditions in Baldwin County where Katie Weiss has been staked out. Katie, what's your update?
Well, it has been nonstop freezing rain all afternoon, and even close to the Gulf here in Gulf Shores, there is still a great deal of ice accumulation on the roads and on cars and things like that. It's just been getting worse. So I caught up with Baldwin County emergency officials earlier this afternoon about these conditions. Here's what you need to know.
Crews in Baldwin County are continuing to spread sand on icy bridges and monitor weather patterns as the storm continues to roll through. Mitchell Sims with the Baldwin County Emergency Operations Center says they're working around the clock to keep residents safe.
Our highway department, we were advised earlier that they had covered almost all the bridges in Baldwin County with sand or dirt to help in those situations where the bridges freeze first. We've not opened shelters, but we've already worked out sheltering with all of our municipalities where if we suddenly find ourselves with a dozen people or 40 people off of a bus or something, that we can get them to a warming shelter very quickly.
He says fortunately there haven't been too many incidents in Baldwin County and only one power outage has been reported.
We haven't had a lot of incidents, which is awesome. I think people are doing a very good job of heeding our warnings and staying at home.
And now that this ice is really starting to build up here in the southern part of the county, residents tell me that they're starting to really get worried about traveling down roads like Highway 59.
If the roads are icy, it's not going to be worth coming in for pay if I get into an accident. So I'm just weighing the pros versus the cons of the weather.
Yeah, those roads really are getting slippery now as the ice continues to accumulate. I know as our crew is heading around the southern part of the county, we're really trying to use extreme caution, especially over those bridges. Now, I will be working all night monitoring these conditions out here in southern Baldwin County. So for all of you folks watching in Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Foley, Alberta, Magnolia Springs, and all those other southern municipalities here in the county, be sure to stay tuned for more complete coverage. But for now, I'm Katie Weiss reporting for Fox 10 News here in Gulf Shores.